All right, so limiting the president's authority, the House voting on a bipartisan bill that would impose new sanctions on Russia and reduce President Trump's ability to ease existing sanctions without permission from Congress. Here now is Claudia Tenney. She's a Republican Congresswoman from New York and Financial Services Committee member. Thank you so much for coming on our show. Let me just ask you, to some, this appears to be a little bit of a trap for the president because on one hand, these are sanctions that, you hear almost everybody agree with, but within this bill is limiting an authority that has always been held by the president, and foreign policy has been in his purview and his discretion. Do you think it's a trap for the president?
I don't think it's a trap. I think the president supports our initiative. He supports the sanctions. Obviously, when we're talking about North Korea, Russia, and Iran, we're talking about this is necessary. The Congress, under its Article 1, Section 8 powers, we do have the power to engage in these types of issues, and I think the president is supportive. And remember, not everything we do is permanent. If there's a need to be flexible, they can always come back to the Congress and we can make amendments. But I think it's important right now that we send a message that we're serious and we're going to impose these sanctions on these three really rogue nations in many ways.
Rex Tillerson, very serious statesman now, saying that this sort of ties his hands because it takes away his ability to negotiate and use that leverage to say we could ease sanctions if you all do this, that, and the other. If Congress has the power to veto it, then you take away his ability to negotiate as a statesman.
I look at it as a leverage point for the Secretary of State. He's a great guy. He's a super diplomat for us. And the ability to know that these are behind us and the Congress is willing to stand up and impose these, I think is actually something that would be beneficial to the Secretary. And as I said, if there's a problem with this and we can't negotiate, we can always revisit these. But I do think that in the end, it's a benefit.
Let me ask you about health care and what just went on where you are, obviously. What do you think happens from here? What would you like to see happen? Is it possible that what Senator McCain says translates into a more bipartisan effort, or is that just hoping for too much?
Look, I don't always agree with Senator McCain. He came in today with an historic message. He was heroic. He proved today that he's a national treasure, and I got to watch most of his speech, and I was just mesmerized. I thought it was a phenomenal speech, and I thought it was inspiring. We have to get something done here. We need the Democrats to step up to the plate. They keep complaining and they keep obstructing. The question is, what are you proposing to help us? We want to help the American people. The president wants to help the American people. When are they going to come up with a plan and be part of the process? This is what this great nation was founded on, is working together and coming up with a solution. I don't care what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago when Obamacare was passed. It's time to act now. The American people are suffering, our small businesses, our greatest job creators. Individual market is crumbling in New York. We have a lot of problems. We need to solve them, and the Democrats need to step up to the plate.
We always wonder, and I think our viewers wonder, if you all understand there in Washington that Americans are screaming mad about what's going on with the healthcare system, and they're going to be mad at all of you if this doesn't get resolved. It's not going to be the ability for Democrats to pin it on Republicans or Republicans on Democrats. Do you all know that?
Absolutely. I came here as a very independent Republican, and I was not supported by my local community as far as the Republicans go. I came here as an independent Republican, much like the president, and we do have to do this. But remember something about this great country. We're a country that reveres debate and argument and discussion, and unfortunately we're not able to do that without it turning into some personal attack. And I think to continue to fight on this issue, I think is going to be something we're going to do for the American people. The Democrats need to join the conversation and stop obstructing.
We hope so. Thank you. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate your time.